Say, hey guys, it's Claus. Hey, are you the jealous type? Are you one of those guys that gets upset when someone's better than you and you complain and whine and whinge? If you are, then don't watch this, because we're going to enjoy watching Warpack salutes you from the Otter Clan, driving his T62A. Shout out to you guys in the Otter Clan. These guys are all freaking epic. At least, well, I don't know if they're epic, but they're good players. And yeah, you know, I hate these people that every time something happens, someone's a lot better than you, then that's the cue to start complaining and bitching. And it's going to happen in this game. You know, old Warpack here is going to have an epic game, and his teammates, rather than say, "Wow, thanks, buddy, for carrying the game and gifting us a win," no, they're going to complain in chat. They're going to, call him a stat patter and a camper, and he's not really helping the team, because that's the way some people are. It's in the game and it's in life, right? I mean, you see it at work. Someone gets promoted, you think, oh, well, I should have got promoted, but you're a lazy prick, right? And the excuses start and the complaining starts. He's just an ass kisser. He's not really the right guy for the job. I would have done a better job, but they picked him. He is. He's better than you because you suck, because you're a lazy prick, right? Or, the guys, you're out with your buddies, and the one guy comes and he's got an absolutely stunningly gorgeous wife, and, and you're single and you can't get a date. Oh, he's got the wallet out. He's just paid for it. He buys her all this stuff. That's the only reason she likes him, is because of his money. No, he's probably got a bigger cock than you, and he knows how to use it, because you're just a loser. People are always complaining. They can never just admit that there are other people that are better than them. Like even the guys that just play the sports for fun, like the company baseball team, where it's just for fun, and at the end they have an MVP, and some guy wins the MVP, and they have a little party, and but there's always one guy. He's why did they pick him as the MVP? He's just lucky, and he cheats, and he's not very, like I should have won the MVP, but no, you struck out all the time because you suck, and he's better than you, and that's why he won MVP. And you're complaining because you're a loser. And all those millions of people that complain about successful people, right? Like, oh, well, why does Bill Gates have all the money? He's just he's a geek. Like, look at him. He wears funny glasses, and it's not fair. The whole system's rigged. It's not right. We should start a movement. You know why he's got all the money? Because he worked hard all his life, and he's smart. He's a lot smarter than you. You're a moron, and you haven't achieved anything. And that's why you're sitting here watching my video. Bill Gates is making $1 million an hour while you watch. Well, maybe not all of you are morons. I mean, some of you are probably watching because you enjoy watching the channel. I guess that's probably not a good strategy to just insult all my subscribers. Sometimes I get going. I apologize, guys, but it just, burns my ass, all these whining complainers. But it is true. You're sitting there in front of your computer watching this, right? And Bill Gates, he invented the computer thing. He's making all the money while you sit there watching, and I sit here playing this stupid game and doing the commentary. And it's besides the point. It's besides the point. And the point is that, all the greatest minds and people and everyone who's successful, eventually people just whinge and whine and complain. Like, even throughout history, there's someone that's successful, and, hundreds of years later, the guy's, he's dead and buried. God bless him, but there's always someone that's got to bring it up that if he did something that was glorious for his age, or his time period, well, he was a crook, and you got to put him down now, right? Because times have changed and our perspectives have changed, and we view things differently. So some guy that lived 3,000 years ago, who it was the first guy to plant olive trees so that he could grow the olives and make the olive oil, and became prosperous and wealthy. Well, now he's an asshole, right? Because he had people that he persecuted on his way to wealth, and he damaged the whole system and created capitalism as we know it today, and we should burn all his pictures and wipe him from the history books. Come on. It's just the way I see it is that basically most people, 99% of people, never achieve anything and never amount to anything. That's like most of the population. Like, I'm serious. The whole human race, everything we have, everything around you, all our society and all the advancements that were made by mankind is all attributed to like the ideas of a few handful of people, right? There's just a few smart guys like Einstein and Leonardo da Vinci and some smart engineers and doctors that come up with inventions and actually invent things. The guy that first made the light bulb, whoever that was, and the penicillin and the great inventions of mankind. There's one guy that invents them, right? And then luckily we write them down. And we put them in books and we remember that. Otherwise, no one would freaking know. Once the guy died, they go, "Who's that guy that made the penicillin? He's gone now, and I forgot. We don't know how to make it, right?" We have to. The information gets passed on through history, through us storing knowledge. And really, everything great about the human race can be attributed probably to a couple of thousand people that actually came up with the shit, right? And then there's billions and billions of people that just flop around through their lives and aimlessly wander through their existence, reaping the rewards of these things that were invented for them. Like the average Joe, you're watching this video. Did you invent anything? No, but you drive a car, you have a cell phone, you're on a drug plan at work. If you get sick, you get to take drugs. You've got the supermarket with all your food. You get to watch sports on TV. And when it gets cold, you turn the heat on, right? When you wake up in the morning, it's dark, you flick a switch and you have light. You got all this shit that you have no clue how it works. You're skeptical about some things, like did we really go to the moon? I read a magazine once that said that was a hoax. You have your opinions, which are all unimportant because you have no clue. Really, you're just riding the coattails of the geniuses that created everything for you, right? And yet, out of the 99% of people that are just, the average guys that are just, wandering through, half of them have these opinions, and these they want to put the smart guys down, right? That guy that invented the penicillin, it was just an accident. I read it I was in the supermarket and I saw this magazine said it was just an accident and he was actually a bad person. There was a whole article. He had a dog and he worked so hard on his penicillin stuff that he forgot to feed the dog all the time. So the dog was always hungry. Like, how could someone that doesn't feed his own dog, how could we like someone like that? And it's just pathetic. And I'm not saying that everyone watching this, I'm not saying you're all pathetic. I mean, well, maybe some of you are pathetic, but what I'm getting at is that it's okay to be, just an average Joe. We are almost all average Joes. We are not Bill Gates, Einsteins, Leonardo da Vinci's, Galileos, Newtons, Liberace's, right? We're not all those guys. We're just regular guys that want to buy a case of beer on Friday and watch some football on Saturday, sleep in on Sunday and then get back to the grind on Monday, the average guys. And it's absolutely pathetic that there's I guess maybe it's a smaller percentage of the average guys that resent the fact that some people are better than them. And if you've been reading chat, you'll notice that, the whole team is ganging up here on Warpack because according to them, because they're dead and pathetic and useless and stupid, not necessarily in that order, it is their opinion that the guy who's carried the game and is still alive and is probably 25 times better than all of them combined, that guy he's not a team player, he's a stat patter, he turned his back on his team, he's doing everything wrong, right? And that's why I'm showing this, because so you can all see that this guy here, that everyone on his team is complaining about him because they're all dead and they're all morons. What he did is 25 times better than what all his 14 teammates did. right? He's the guy. He's the guy that invented the light bulb, and all his dead teammates are sitting there in the dark now, complaining about the guy who invented the light bulb. Right? The switch is right there, but they're too clueless to turn it on. They don't really see what's going on. But I've kind of lost track of my rant here. Well, okay, let's... oh, the game's almost over here. It's 1-1. All right, let's see. Well, I guess he's... If you've been watching, you've probably seen that he's carried this game, and now he's just been spotted. And there's another player on the enemy team who's probably another one of these guys who's pretty good. Look, he's got some kills, and he's in a light tank. And I mean, his teammates are... There's some of them that are mad at him for what he's doing now. He's spotted, and he knows that the enemy is somewhere right over this little hump, because he's got sixth sense, right? And he's thinking he's probably in that bush over there, because every time he pokes over the hump, he gets spotted. But the 14 clueless morons who are dead on his team are probably impatient. Most of them have left and have died already in their next game, right? The guys that were whinging and whining at the beginning, they've already clicked battle on their next game, and they're already dead. Either that or they're still in the next game dead, complaining about someone else who's still alive and winning. But old Warpack here, he knows when he pokes over this ridge, he gets spotted, so the enemy must be up there somewhere. Huh? And if you guys have been watching, have you clued into that, or would you have just kind of, well, I guess I'll just drive up there then? Well, he's not doing that because he's not a moron, right? Because there's a light tank that's stationary in a bush right there in front of him. And the light tank has probably 25% camo, and the bush probably has 50% camo, and he's stationary, and he hasn't fired his gun. So he would probably have to get within 50 meters. See, he's spotted. He would have to get probably within 50 meters of the guy to detect him. Whereas the stationary light tank in the bush can detect him every time, because he's a medium tank. He doesn't have good camo on the move. See, he's spotted again, and he's in the open. So is he going to poke over? Huh? Is he going to go poke over and die and lose this game after putting in all this work? No, because he's not a moron. All right. So let's see what he does. Let's actually watch the game now and try and enjoy how it ends here, because there's 2 minutes and 46 seconds left, and he's not an impatient player. He knows, okay, the guy is there. I keep getting spotted. If I leave, he could relocate, and then I have no clue where he is. So I'll just keep poking here, and at least if he moves, I will see. He's going to... It's kind of a battle of the wills now, right? Look at this. The two good players are left. The two smart guys, right? The two people that actually understand the game. The two guys that have a clue. They have really good stats, and there's a reason. Now, there's 28 other people that played the game, and you know, most of them tried their best. And if you have to pick an MVP now, this is the MVP for this team, and the AMX is the MVP for the other team. But there's going to be some complainers. He just camped. He didn't help his team. He sat in a bush most of the time. He didn't really go where he was supposed to. He should have went to the one line. Like, you know, there's all sorts of ridiculous complaining, whinging, whining, pathetic opinions that some will have. And then there'll be some people that are actually watching. Like, there's a couple of guys in chat are saying, you know, he might be over here, maybe go this way. They're actually they're watching intently, hoping that he wins, right? There he is. He's been in the bush the whole time. And the light tank moved slightly out of the bush, so, you know, 3 minutes of poking. That's the patience. And now is he going to get him? The light tank's making a move. The light tank has gone stealth again. There he is. Can he do it? Oh, they're both one-shots. They're both one-shots. Here we go. He's backing up. Oh, can he get the shot? This light tank driver's... Oh! Hats off to both you guys. Great game, Warpack, from the Otter clan. Look, that is a result. And look at the AMX. You're dead, but hats off to almost 5,000 damage by the AMX. Both you guys. Great game. And you get to lose some credits for all your effort. Good job. So, yeah, if you're the jealous type, don't watch this. Well, yeah, it's over, so I guess Yeah, let me hear it in the comments. All the things he did wrong. All you jealous types, the whinging whiners. Yeah, he should have done this or he should have done that. It was just lucky. He's a stat patter. He's cheating. Yeah. Come on. Let me have it. Great job, Warpack.